Thanks for joining me. I'm Jared Oliver. Donovan Harden returns to the team in a huge way. Only PrimeTime Sportz recaps this year's homecoming game and analyzes next week's conference game when Georgia State faces off against Appalachian State. So let's get started. PrimeTime Sportz starts now.
We had 43 plays as an offense. We're trying to run about 90 to 100 and something plays a game. We had 43 plays. They had 43 minutes of time of possession. We had 16. We had 3 possessions in the first half, scored 2 touchdowns. So I mean, it's very difficult when your defense is out there the whole time and can't get off the field.
They're on the sideline, and I like watching our defense. I don't like watching them be on the field that much because I like to play too. But we did a really good job offensively, staying warm on the sidelines. The receivers did a good job, and it gave us a lot of time to talk. I got a lot of time to talk on the phone up to the coaches up in the press box, communicate with the receivers, and so we knew exactly when we got on the field what we were going to do and how we were going to score, when we were going to score, which is why you saw so many big plays. And so I know our defense is a really good defense. I know they're going to make the corrections that they made. I mean, you saw their performances earlier in the season. They did tremendous, and so I know coming next week against Appalachian State, they're going to be a lot better. Our offense is going to do what our goal is, and that's just scoring every series.
Homecoming, spoiled, losing to Liberty University 41-33. The team still remains 1-0 in the Sun Belt Conference, but at some point they're going to have to win to remain at the top of the rankings. Now, with Appalachian State coming up this week, Georgia State will be tested yet again. Joining me now, PrimeTime Sportz correspondent and football analyst David Shilley. David, how can Georgia State beat this defensive unit for Appalachian State? They're very physical and stingy. They don't give up much points.
No, Appalachian State only gives up about 13 points a game. They've shut out 2 teams before that, and they're 3-1. The only team they lost to was Clemson, who is ranked number 7th in the nation. Appalachian State is very good on defense. It's going to be very difficult for Georgia State to produce much, but I still believe they can do that. They got Donovan Harden back, which is huge, so we can pass the ball, and we got to run the ball better. We only had 11 rushing yards last week versus Liberty, so if we can run the ball and pass the ball, get that balanced offense going, we do have a chance.
So what do you, after your analysis and looking at the game tape and the film, what do you think that Georgia State can do to come out with a win against a very good team?
Well, first and foremost, they got to stop a guy by the name of Marcus Cox, 5'10", 200-pound running back for Appalachian State. He's run for almost 500 yards already, so he's well on his way to 1,000 yards on the year. He's perhaps the best running back in the Sun Belt Conference, and if we can stop him, then definitely we have a chance. We can also shut down basically a committee running attack and force them to pass the football, and anytime you can force a team to go one-dimensional, you always have a chance to win a game.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. There it is, David Shilley, always knows his stuff. Well, aside from the loss, Georgia State wide receiver Donovan Harden returned for the first time this season and made a return that couldn't have been scripted any more perfect. Harden caught his first pass and took it 76 yards for a touchdown. He finished with 5 receptions for 179 yards and a touchdown. PrimeTime Sportz correspondent Nathan Nair reports. Nathan?
After being a game-time decision last week, Donovan Harden ended up having a strong game with 5 catches for 179 yards with 1 touchdown, leading all receivers in those categories. I had a chance to talk to him today after practice. Welcome back, wide receiver Donovan Harden, who returned to the football field after a foot injury. Harden was cleared to play this past Saturday for the homecoming game against Liberty. Although they lost, Nick Arbuckle connected with Harden for a 76-yard touchdown on the second pass of the game. Setting the bar high for himself, the #1 wideout says that he had a good first game back and is looking to take it to another level this week.
I felt I did pretty good. I actually should have scored twice. I'm pretty critical of myself, so I definitely left a lot on the field that day, which makes me a little bit more hungry for this week.
Holding the title of college senior and leader of this deep wide receiver group, Harden has a lot of confidence not only in himself, but in his teammates to go out and take it to the Mountaineer secondary.
I just expect to go out there and compete. I heard they had a good secondary, and I feel like our receivers are probably, if not the best in the whole conference, so I'm just excited to show them what we can do.
Ready to hit the field, even though not at 100%, Harden is looking forward to competing alongside his teammates and hopefully come out with a win.
I feel good. Like I said, I'm not 100%, but I'm ready to compete. I'm ready to get out there. I'm just excited to finally put all cylinders together to get a win.
The 1-3 Panthers look to take on the 3-1 Appalachian State Mountaineers this Saturday at the Georgia Dome. With Donovan Harden getting back into the swing of things, Georgia State fans can expect a lot of big things from him from here on out. Nathan Nair, PrimeTime Sportz.
I'm Jared Oliver, and you're watching PrimeTime Sportz.
Moving now to the soccer field, where we catch up with head soccer coach Brett Sorensen. Primetime correspondent Kayla Artis reports. Kayla?
The men's soccer team has been hard at work with a 5-4 season and one conference game win under their belt. With the next conference game coming up soon, I decided to talk to Coach Sorensen to see how he's preparing the team for the game. What were some of your goals this season?
Well, the main goal is to do well in conference play. We want to have a successful regular season and put ourselves in a good position for the Sun Belt tournament, which obviously we'll have to win to get to the NCAA tournament.
Coach Sorensen is happy with the team's progress so far and plans to focus on preparing the team to face New Jersey Institute of Technology.
So far so good, 1-0 in the conference, and hopefully we can continue that good start on Saturday when we take on NJIT.
How are you preparing for Saturday's conference game?
Well, we had training this morning. From a staffing side of things, we watched a good amount of film. We'll do some clips with the guys tomorrow morning before training and start looking at some of their tendencies and some of their impact guys and what they'll do. And again, continue to address some of the stuff that we need to be better at and things that we do well. So, part of that on Saturday too will be rest. We didn't have a game on Tuesday, so it will be important for us to sort of put all of those together to be in a good place on Saturday night.
With Eddie Wilding having to sit out Saturday's conference games, how are you adjusting with that?
Well, we've got a lot of talented players this year, fortunately. So depth has been something that we've leaned on all year. And obviously, Eddie's been a big player for us in terms of scoring goals and setting up goals with assists. But we've got a lot of talented players, and I know whomever is chosen in that role will do a great job. So it will likely be a number of different players that sort of provide different things than Eddie does, but each are really good players, and I'm confident in what they'll bring to the table.
Make sure to come out and support our men's soccer team as they play NJIT Saturday at 7 p.m. right here in Panthersville. Reporting live for Primetime Sportz, I'm Kayla Artis.
All right, thank you, Kayla. Well, this is the part of the show where we like to give you the updates and news that you might find interesting. This week, we're turning to the men's golf team in Cabo de la Sol Intercollegiate. Not only did the team win the Invitational, but won with 3 top finishes, led by junior Nathan Maloney's third-place finish. Sophomore Alexander Herman finished 8th, with senior J.J. Gray placing 9th. Maloney finished with his career best performance, finishing an even par final round, 4 birdies, and finished all 54 holes 5 under par. Thank you for being with me. Remember, you can get the latest Georgia State sports news anytime at gstvonline.org. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube page by searching GSU Prime Sports and follow us on Twitter at Prime_Sports with a Z. I'm Jared Oliver. Have a great week.